Texas League Baseball is next. And good afternoon, everybody. We welcome you to Texas League Baseball. And now here's the star of the show, the one, the only, John Baker. Thank you, Bob, and hello, everybody. Welcome into our live Texas League broadcast as we get you set for Game 1 of our 6-game set between the visiting Amarillo Sod Poodles and your San Antonio Missions. Well, today we are going to have this doubleheader games. Both of them will be 7 innings apiece with 30 minutes in between Game 1 and 2 here in this one. Well, tomorrow is Flying Chanclas taking on the Amarillo Sod Poodles as we have Taco Bell Value Day here at the ballpark. Don't forget Friday, Dr. Pepper Day, Flying Chanclas, and $2 Dr. Pepper all night long. Saturday night, we'll have post-game fireworks extravaganza, so stay in your seats, and you're going to have the best fireworks show experience courtesy of Dr. Pepper. Series will wrap up Sunday afternoon, 1 o'clock, our first pitch, as we get ready to conclude our 6 games against Amarillo. Missions will head to Oklahoma to take on the Tulsa Drillers in a 6th game starting this next week. And then it'll be coming back home for a 12-game homestand. That goes with Midland and Wichita coming to town. Go online now, samissions.com. Purchase and print your tickets from home. Also, follow the Missions all season long on Bally Live and here on YouTube Live. And so far, you are good to go. Well, anyway, not only did San Antonio and Amarillo get rained out last night, Frisco and Tulsa got rained out. So today we are making up 2 doubleheader games for both of the 4 ball clubs. And so far it will be 7 innings apiece and 30 minutes in between for a rest period. And so far pretty good on that. Well, we got partly cloudy skies. Temperature has reached 80 degrees. And so far going to be a pretty good start as we get ready to start our homestand here at Wolf Stadium against the Sod Poodles. And it's going to be a pretty good one. So, yes, yesterday we've had the rain. And, yeah, we kind of chilled out last night. We watched Midland at Springfield and Wichita at Northwest Arkansas, which that was pretty good. And so far, those were the only 4 ball clubs that actually played last night. And so far, pretty good on that. We do need to check our AA, excuse me. We do need to check to see who won last night because it was a late night getting going. And so far, I do believe Wichita and Northwest Arkansas. Naturals won their 8th. And so far, Wichita has gotten their 8th loss of the season. And so on. Anyway, we're going to have our 2 games today. We'll have a separate broadcast. And so far, we'll try to get caught up before our big day tomorrow with the Flying Chanclas and so on. And anyway, it's good to be back here at the ballpark after a rain out yesterday. And so far, we are just super happy that y'all are back. And we are back after, 2 days being off. And, we had our road trip in Midland last week. Rockhounds were pretty spectacular, but they tried to come back in the final game of our sixth game there at Franco Park. And so far, it was a pretty good series there in Midland. And now coming back in San Antonio to get ready for a six-game set with Amarillo and so on. Well, anyway, joined in the booth by my partner and friend, Bob. How you doing, Bob? I'm doing good. How are you, John? Well, doing really good. Well, it looked like you pretty much covered everything. I mean, you talked about the rain. You talked about all the rainouts that these four teams had. Tulsa and Frisco and Amarillo and San Antonio. And, yeah, the two games back-to-back. So, yes, we'll have a double game here today, and going to be a pretty good one as well. That is for sure. We got sun and clouds, sun and clouds mixed, and so far no rain in sight, but we'll keep our percentages at 25. Weather Channel says 25% going into the little part of the evening. Could be a slight hit or miss shower, but nothing too serious, not like what we saw Sunday, Monday, and so far that was just only 2 days. But San Antonio seen some actual rain. And Bob, will go ahead and get you to talk about how many inches of rain San Antonio got during Monday. Yeah, and I gotta tell you, the Weather Channel for April has reported 8.5 inches there at the airport. And so far, I got to believe that we've had 8.5 inches worth of rain. And so far, that will be good to alleviate any drought concern, which that will be pretty good as well. That is for sure. Well, anyway, if you are ready for baseball here on this fine evening, Game 1, as we'll have a 2 7-inning game contest here at Wolf Stadium. And don't forget, after Game 1 concludes, we will go to a 30-minute rest period. And after that, we will start Game 2 with another 7 innings. And so far, pretty good. Well, we now take you to the ballpark as we'll conclude our pregame show. Myself and my co-host Bob, and so far going to be a pretty good day as we get things rocking and rolling. So yeah, we are just super glad to be back. A beautiful, beautiful baseball field here in our city. And so far, just got to absolutely love how these teams are ready to go today, and they're ready after 2 days. Well, Monday being the off day after their road trip in Midland, and so far coming home and getting rained out yesterday. Jagger Haynes will get the ball here in Game 1, a left-hander, so four-seam slider and a changeup will get things going here as he'll lead it off for San Antonio here this fine afternoon. Jack Hurley coming in for Amarillo as we are about set to go. And here is the first pitch, and away we go. It's a count now, 0-1. Our first pitch, 4:05. Just getting going. Wind up and the pitch, that is fouled off. The count now at 0-2. Boy, I tell you one thing, the bottom of the third with the Frisco Rough Riders at Tulsa leading that game there at Statesman's Park with 3-0 on that. Skied high in the air, straight away up to left field, and that is out number 1. And with that, let's give the visiting Amarillo Sod Poodles the starting lineups. Hurley, Ortiz, Soretti will be the leadoff 3. Kenya, Waldschmidt, and Vukovic will be middle. Fernandez, Luis, and Serta rounded out for Amarillo here this afternoon. right fielder is Angel Ortiz as he'll come in. Ready to go and to pitch. And that is in for a strike. The count now 0-1. Corpus Christi and Arkansas will go at 6:35. Wichita, Northwest Arkansas going at 7:05. Right there and in for a strike. The count now at 0-2. There at Blue River Stadium, Springfield got beat by Midland by the final score 7-1. Rockhounds took that game. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. And there is 2 up, 2 down, but first strikeout going to Jagger Haynes. And pretty good at that. In now is Danny Soretti. Soretti coming in, and the pitch. That is right there. Line drive straight away up in right field, and that is going to get through for a base hit. And that is going to be a 2-out double for Soretti as he gets in scoring position. And so far, pretty good as he comes in and gets that liner straight away center field. And so far, pretty good. Manuel Pena. Boy, that's a name that we haven't heard in a long time. He was with Amarillo for 3 seasons, which that is pretty good. Thought he would be up to AAA Reno by now. And that is a slider outside. The count now at 1-1. Runner at second, 2 out. Top of the first inning for Amarillo here in game 1. Wind up and the pitch, and that's going to be right there. Line drive. That is a base hit getting down. It goes to left. Here he comes in across the score, and the Sod Poodles will jump up 1-0. Man, I tell you, that was a pretty line drive. And so far, now they got an RBI single, the run in to score. That is good, Bob. Ryan Waldschmidt coming in. As he'll come swing and a miss. The count now at 0-1. Great crowd we have here, and so far that they're happy to be back after the rain we got yesterday. It was raining hard at the ballpark. We were here watching it. Yeah, we sure were there, John. That's right there. The count now 0-2. And I tell you, it was like rain like nothing else. The 0-2. And that is a cold third strike, and that will pretty much do it. But Manuel Pena will get the RBI single, and he will push the team across the score. Amarillo will be out in front, and it's 1-0 Sod Poodles. We head to the bottom of the first inning, and it's Amarillo 1, San Antonio 0. We come to bat right after this. Now set to go for the bottom of the first inning for San Antonio. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Roman Angelo coming into this game for Amarillo. He's a right-hander, four-seam, curveball, changeup, and a slider. Get things ready to go for the bottom half of the first inning on the hill for the Sod Poodles.
The leadoff hitter this afternoon.
Well, leading it off for San Antonio, shortstop Francisco Acuna. Getting things ready to go. Wind up and the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss. The count now 0-1. Game 2 to be determined, but most evidently that will probably come in the 7 o'clock hour. Just guessing. That's right there. Line drive straight away up the left field, and Acuna's got a single. By golly, he comes out of the bullpen and immediately gets that first one. And so far, San Antonio getting on the hitting streak. That is for sure. Here is Kai Roberts. That one high and outside for the ball. The count now 1-0. Got a lot of great fans here in San Antonio today. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. That is going to be right there. Line drive straight away. That is up the right field. That's a base hit. Runner going to first. He's going home. He's going. He's getting there, and it's a tie ball game. San Antonio on an RBI double, a run in to score by Kai Roberts, and we are tied at 1. Roberts also got you a double meat cheeseburger coupon courtesy of Whataburger. Catcher is Ethan Salas as he comes in. We're going to have a pretty good, fun time during the start of this homestand. Yeah, I got to say, John, it's going to be a really good one. That is for sure. That's in for a strike. The count now 1-1. A lot of clouds around the area. What do you think about them, Bob? I don't see any resemblance of being scared of them. That is for sure. Nothing to be worried about. I mean, they're just clouds. No rain, but that's okay. Well, with 1 down, let's give you the San Antonio starting lineups. Acuna, Roberts, Salas will lead it off for the first 3. Sanabria, Carpathios, Fabian middle. Verdugo, Murphy, and Castañon will round it out for San Antonio here this fine afternoon, Game 1. First baseman, Romeo Sanabria. Sanabria coming in, ready to go. And the pitch, that one is outside, 1 ball and no strikes. 80-degree day today. But yesterday it was down to the low 60s. One ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. And that is outside. The count now 2-1. Two and one, here's the pitch. And that one's going to be crushed. That is deep right there. And here he comes. Runner tags from third and across the score. And San Antonio now has it by 1. The RBI comes through, and that is how you jump out in front. Right fielder is Braden Carpathios. So he comes in, ready to go, and the pitch, and that's in for a strike. The count now 0-1. San Antonio 2, Amarillo 1. Bottom of the first inning here at Wolf Stadium. And that's going to be walloped. That is down. And that's going to be a base hit to straightaway right center field. And that's going to be a 2-out double for Carpathios. And a really good thing that they're coming in like cage lightning. It's a big opportunity for San Antonio to come in and win this one here today. That is for sure. They won their last game against Midland last week, which final score 7-6. That was just a pretty good game. Both sides of San Antonio and Midland were absolutely phenomenal with the base hits and home runs that they had on that Sunday. And yeah, we were there. We were at Franco Park watching it and having a good time just broadcasting. Right there, line drive straightaway. Runner going from second and is in across the score. And now jumping up ahead by 2. And now it's a San Antonio 3-1 ball game after Albert Fabian getting up there and getting something going. Here is Rosemond Verdugo as he comes in and puts that one in the count now, 0-1. Mission's home white uniforms, Amarillo Road Race. And that's going to be grounded right there, second, and that will do it. 3 runs come in across the score on 4 hits, no errors, 1 left. As we go to the second inning, San Antonio leads it 3-1. We're back here for the top half of the second inning as A.J. Vukovich will lead it for Amarillo when we come back. Now set to go for the top half of the second inning for Amarillo right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Second inning, here is A.J. Vukovich as we get things ready to go. That one is lofted high in the air up to right field, and it is the right fielder to cut it off and make the play for out number 1. Jose Fernandez, the shortstop, coming in. Military Appreciation Day here at the ballpark. We have our military game coming up, so that will be pretty good. We salute those in uniform of our men and women, our service members, and everybody that serve in uniform. Back to the mound, to Jagger Haynes, right to the first baseman, Sanabria, and that is out number 2. Johnzal Lewis coming in. Could be a 1-2-3 inning for this side. And that is a strike inside. The count now at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Top of the second inning with San Antonio leading by 2. 3-1 if you're just joining us here on YouTube Live. High in the air, up to right field. And it's the right fielder, Carpathios, to run it down. And with that, the side is retired. So no runs hit to Rivers and nobody left on as we are midway through 2. San Antonio leading 3-1. Ty Murphy, Castañon, and Acuna will lead it in the bottom half of the second inning. So we'll be ready to go on that. About set to go for the bottom half of the second. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. 8-hole batter, Kai Murphy leading it off for San Antonio. 8-9-1 due up in the bottom half of the order. And that is in for a strike to Murphy as the count now at 0-1. Start off a good-looking homestand we have here against Amarillo, and that is fouled off. The count now at 0-2. Yeah, we got a lot of baseball. 14 innings to give y'all today. That's high fly in the air, and that looks like it's going to miss that left fielder, and boy, that's going to make him get in trouble. And that's going to be a double for Kai Murphy. Oh, I think Amarillo's in hot water right now. If you look at how many, just like that play right there, he just evidently got the sun in his eyes. Yeah, that could be a valid reason why that baseball got down for that double base hit. Second baseman Marcos Castañon coming in. Here's the 0-1. And that's going to get away behind the backstop, and the runner will swipe from second to third on a stolen base. That's just going to be a wild pitch on that last play. Just a beautiful shot at third base, and our outfield areas, I got to commend these fine gentlemen running our cameras today. Just an absolute great job out there. Marcos Castañon coming in. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be right there. Line drive, that is down, base hit. San Antonio scores the 4th, and that's an RBI double by Castañon. Man, and San Antonio doing pretty good. And man, that's like 4 runs coming in this broadcast. Francisco Acuna coming in as he's got a runner at second and nobody out. That's a golden opportunity to put some runs in with men on the bags. And so far, pretty good. No balls, 1 strike. Wind up and the pitch. That's going to be high fly in the air, straight away. Right fielder runs after it. And here comes the runner from second to third in time, and they do not get him. So he will swipe second to third safely. And the 5th run for San Antonio is just 90 feet away. Guy Roberts coming in, 1 for 1. RBI double in the first. And so far, a pretty good afternoon for San Antonio. Here's the pitch. That one is a ground hopper straight away. Up in time. Run in to score on a ground ball. And Roberts just pushed across a run, just giving him the sacrifice to do so, to get that runner 90 feet to score in. Ethan Salas coming in. Here is the pitch, and that's in for a strike. The count now 0-1. Short and Drake, 2 left-handers, getting loose out there in the Sod Poodles bullpen. And the pitch is in for a strike. The count now 0-2. The Sod Poodles, they've had their name since 2019. When they were the San Diego Padres affiliate. And when San Antonio was up in AAA for the Milwaukee Brewers during 2019 and 2020. Even though 2020 was canceled due to COVID. And there was no 2020 season. And we had to wait 610 days for baseball to come back. Here's Romeo Sanabria as he'll come in. We'll take one in. And the count now, 0-1. Sacrifice fly in the first. Sanabria batting a .313 batting average. And so far, pretty good. But that's right there, and get a shortstop getting it for the final out. And that will conclude this half inning. Well, 2 more runs across the score on 3 hits, no errors, 1 left on. And we're up to the 3rd inning as Christian Serta will lead it off for Amarillo for the 3rd. We're back here at the ballpark after a short break. San Antonio 5, Amarillo 1. Top of the 3rd inning for Amarillo right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Christian Serta coming in as we get started for the top half of the 3rd inning for the Sod Poodles. 9-1-2 to do up. That one is high fly in the air, straightaway center field. Roberts will get it, and that is out number 1. Number 2 jersey is Kai Roberts. And now here is Jack Hurley. Don't you have a number 2 Missions jersey? Oh, yeah. I got it there at my apartment. It's in the closet. Oh, well, it's a pretty nice one. So, yeah, we've had a pretty good time showing you the Star Wars books, right? Yeah, I liked your Star Wars books. And those were from your late Uncle Robert. Yeah. Here's the 0-2. And that one is fouled off. The count now 0-2. I gotta say, my Uncle Robert gave me those just before he passed away. And so far, they are good books. I'm keeping those in remembrance of him. And right there, slider, strike 3 called. And yep, he was right. That is going to get overturned, so that is not strike 3. But most evidently, now he's going to get a secondary chance. And right there, he will swing and a miss. And that is out number 2. Hurley goes down on strikes. Here is Angel Ortiz. as he'll chop that one foul, and the count now at 0-1. The 0-1. And that's a swing and a miss. The count now at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Nobody on, top of the 3. And right there, strike 3 called, and that is the inning. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody on for Amarillo, as we are 3.5 on this Wednesday afternoon. San Antonio leading it 5-1. Back here for the bottom of the third. When we come back in a new arm, it'll be left-hander Avery Short. We'll get things going for Amarillo as we get ready to back. Avery Short now pitching for the Sod Poodles. About set to go for the bottom of the third right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Left-hander Avery Short getting ready to go for Amarillo as he'll come in. 4-seam slider, curveball, changeup, and a 2-seam. So 5 choices to choose from. Welcome you back to the broadcast on this Wednesday afternoon. The right fielder Braden Carpathios will lead it off for San Antonio. 5, 6, and 7. Middle half of the order due up for the Missions. And that is a ball down and outside. It's the count now 1-0. One ball, no strikes. The pitch. Skied high in the air, straight away. Second baseman sees it, and he's got it. So there's one down as Carpathios will fly out to the second baseman. Albert Fabian, the designated hitter, coming in, is 1 for 1. RBI single in the first inning. And that is down and in for a strike. The count now 0-1. The 0-1 delivery. And that's going to be up straightaway center. And that won't get down, as number 16 will get it for the out. Rosemond Verdugo, the third baseman, coming in. And a pitch. Swing and a miss. The count now 0-1. 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the third for San Antonio. 5-1 to score. And that's outside for a ball. The count now 1-1. And that's in for a strike. The count now 1-2. And that is right there, called third strike. And that will do for this half inning. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for San Antonio as we head to the fourth. Mission's up 5-1. Danny Soretti will lead it off when we come back for the fourth inning right here in the Missions Baseball Network. Now set to go for the top half of the fourth inning right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Danny Soretti about ready to go as we lead off the top half of the fourth inning right now for Amarillo. Corpus Christi and Arkansas about set to go this evening. Here is the 0-1, and that one chopped foul. The count now 0-1. Do believe Corpus Christi won yesterday. Think they did. Right there up the left field, and that is out number 1. Well, we could definitely check to see and go to our double-A. Nope, it was Arkansas. I do apologize for the little misconfusion there. But it was Arkansas winning that one. Well, we got a pitch clock violation, and now that will be an automatic ball on Jagger Haynes. 1 ball and no strikes, and the pitch swing and a miss. The count now 1-1. Automatically, when you wait too long and your time will expire, then the batter will get a automatic ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, the pitch, and that is fouled in the way. And the count now 1-2. Sosa leading Frisco 5-0. Boy, they are having a pretty good game there at as Statesman Spark evidently we will take on a North Division next month. We take on Wichita.
Ball 3.
And that is ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Left fielder Ryan Waldschmidt coming in. And here's the 3-2. Called. Third strike. They got him. That full count evaporated on him after he got struck out. And boy, tell you one thing, it's really good. Seemed like the Rough Riders getting down to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Even though they'll have their first 2 7-inning games, just like San Antonio will. The rain from yesterday went from San Antonio to Dallas, Texas. Here's the 0-1. And that is right there. Castañon will flip to Sanabria in time. And that will do for the half inning is over. No runs, hits, or errors. Nobody on for Amarillo. As we're 4.5 here today, San Antonio leads at 5-1. We're back here with Kai Murphy, the left fielder, coming in with Castañon and Acuna to lead it for San Antonio when we come back. Now set to go for the bottom of the 4th right now for the Missions Baseball Network. Kai Murphy coming in, 8-9-1 due up for the bottom half of the order. Getting into the turnover lineup cards right after that. Take that one in for a strike. The count now 0-1. Here's pitch, and that is right there. Line drive straight away center field, and that is through for a line drive base hit. Boy, getting pretty interesting, isn't it, Bob? I gotta say, yeah, John, it is. Second baseman Marcos Castañon coming in will take a strike, and the count now at 0-1. 1-for-1 RBI double in the 2nd inning. But we do forgot to give our shout-outs to our big, huge sponsors, West Creek Trail Rides of San Antonio. And they're going to contest on that one just to see where that was. And, whoa, yeah, the home plate umpire was right. Now the count now 0-2. Whataburger serves hot and fresh 24/7 for all of San Antonio. That one is outside for a ball. The count now 1-2. Henry's Puffy Tacos, the San Antonio Stock Show Rodeo. And right there, called third strike, and that is the 2nd out. Or should I say the 1st out. And here is Francisco Acuna. Runner at first, 1 away. That is down, and that's going to get down for a base hit to left. And so far, pretty good on top of that. Center fielder Kai Roberts. And the pitch.
No.
And that is down. And they're going to contest this one too. Okay, well, never mind. They thought it was a ball, but it was inside the zone. But they are going to reverse it from a ball to a strike. So it's 0-1. High pop-up straight away. Not far enough to get advancement from second base. And that will be 2 out. As Kai Roberts will fly out to right field. Ethan Salas coming in. Ready to go. Here's the pitch. And that is fouled off. The count now 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch. And that is right there. And in time for the out. And that will do for the inning. Is over. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on for San Antonio. 5th inning coming up. San Antonio leads it 5-1. Well, back here as we get ready to go as A.J. Vukovich will lead it off for Amarillo as we lead off the 5th inning straight ahead. About set to go for the top half of the 5th inning right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. A.J. Vukovich coming in now, 6, 7, 8, due up in the order. And takes a strike inside. The count now at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Have a few more innings left here in Game 1, and then it'll be a 30-minute rest period for our boys on the field. And then we'll be back for another 7 innings starting probably at 7:30 or 7:45. Just depends when we'll get going. Jagger Haynes has 72% of his 4-seam slider and a changeup. That changeup is down to 8% that he used. But so far, the confidence level for Jagger Haynes getting pretty good. Jose Fernandez coming in with a strike, and it's the count now 0-1. 1 man down, nobody on. And the pitch, that is fouled off. And we'll see another. 0-2 delivery. And that is foul. Here's the 0-2. And fouls that off again. Oh and 2. One more time. Swing on and missed. Got him. And that is the 6th strikeout for Jagger Haynes.
Second baseman, Yanzo Luis.
Jonzo Luis coming in, 0 for 1 flyout. And a pitch. And that's in for a strike. The count now 0-1. Guessing it will be our evening forecast as we all look at it. We'll have a slight chance of a rain shower going into overnight, but at least the percentages are down to 30%, so maybe a hit and miss here at the ballpark, but most definitely take the rain any day. Well, that will do it, as that will be the side retired as Jagger Haynes completes his 7th strikeout for San Antonio. Bottom of the 5th coming up as the mission's up 5-1. We'll be right back as Romeo Sanabria leads it off for San Antonio when we come back. About set to go for the bottom of the fifth inning right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Romeo Sanabria leading it off for San Antonio as he'll take a pitch in, and the count now at 0-1. No balls, one strike, the swing and a miss, the count now at 0-2. That one's going to be a liner straight away, and not in time, as that is out number one. Sanabria is down, and that'll bring in right fielder Braden Carpathios. 1-for-2 double last time up. Pretty good afternoon here, Bob. Yeah, for game one, it's going to be a nice one. That is for sure. Right there, straight away. Up in time, out number two.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Albert Fabian.
The designated hitter is Albert Fabian. 1-for-2 RBI single in the first. Here's the pitch. Right there, ground ball. Up to first in time, and that will do a 1-2-3 half inning. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on as we head for the sixth inning. Serta, Hurley, and Ortiz will lead it off for the sixth inning for Amarillo. Gotta say, we've had a lot of pretty good base hits as we all look at it, and given our crowd one ticket for 2 games here today, which that will be a pretty good ordeal. So if you come out to the ballpark, that's even better. Watch your San Antonio Missions play through this week as we take on Amarillo.
Leading off, the catcher, number 9.
And we got the sixth inning coming up as we look at our scorecard. Only 7 in this one, 7 in the next one, 30 minutes in between as we get ready to go. Christian Serta, 9-1-2, due up 6th inning. And here is the pitch by Jagger Hines, and that is a strike in the count now, 0-1. San Antonio leading at 5-1. Amarillo down to their final 6 outs here in game one. The 0-2, and that's going to be right there. Castañon intercepts right there to Sanabria, and that is out number 1.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 16, Jack Hurley.
Jack Hurley coming in now. Back to the top of the Amarillo lineup. And that is skied high in the air, straightaway center field. Roberts will have it. And that is out number 2.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 3, Angel Ortiz.
And that'll bring up Angel Ortiz, the right fielder for Amarillo. And the pitch. That one fouled and away. The count now 0-1. Here's the 0-1.
Ball.
And that's a ball outside. The count now 1-1. Great crowd we have here on this Wednesday afternoon. It's pretty nice to come out and have a good time with your San Antonio Missions. Good shot of our third base area. Here's the 1-2 delivery. And that is called third strike, and that is it. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on. Bottom half of 6. Vertigo, Murphy, and Castañon will lead it off for San Antonio when we come back. They're about ready to go for the bottom of the 6 when we come back. Bounce at the go for the bottom of the sixth. Right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Rosemont Vertigo coming in now as we lead off the bottom half of the sixth inning for San Antonio. 1 ball and no strikes to count here in this one. Wichita and Northwest Arkansas about ready to get going tonight there at Riverboat Field in Northwest Arkansas. And that one's going to be high in the air, straightaway left. And that is out number 2. Or correction, out number 1. Where are you today, John? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Guy Murphy coming in as he's ready to go. And that'll be a strike in the count now, 0-1. So, now they're going to protest this strike. And it's going to be upheld. So the home plate umpire was right. And so far, pretty good. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. The count now, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to count. And that's going to be high fly right there. And that's a base hit. So they get her going, and that is pretty good for that. And that'll bring up the second baseman, Marcos Castañon. That one fouled in the way. The count now at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Wind up and the pitch. And that's a ground ball straightaway short. The second for 1. And they get them both. And that ends the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on. As we are top half of the 7th inning coming up, San Antonio leads it 5-1. They'll bounce set to go as Danny Soretti will lead it. Pena and Waldschmidt will also come in and get things going. We'll be right back. Top of the 7th coming up. Top half of the 7th inning ready to go for Amarillo right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Danny Soretti coming in, 3-4-5, middle half of the order. Getting ready to come in, and that is pop foul. The count now at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike the count. And a pitch. Swing and a miss. Count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to count, and a pitch. And that is popped foul and still hanging on. Here's the 0-2 delivery. No balls, 2 strikes to Soretti. High in the air, straightaway center. Ty Roberts getting it in center field, and that is out number 1.
Now back, the first baseman,
Manuel Pena, the first baseman. 1 for 2. A single and RBI with him here in game 1. And that's going to be right there to second to Castellon, right there to Sanabria. And they are an out away from completing this first game today. Ryan Waldschmidt coming in is 0 for 2, strikeout and a ground out. 30-minute rest period in between of this game and game 2, as we get ready to have another 7-inning game. So you're in luck today. If you came to the ballpark, that is great. No balls, 2 strikes to Waldschmidt. Beautiful afternoon, partly cloudy skies. Here's the 0-2, and that is high in the air, straight away. And that will do it. And San Antonio claims the first of today. Missions now 8-8. Amarillo 5-11. Game 2 coming up in just a little bit, so stay tuned. We got more on the show. And we'll have a secondary broadcast getting ready to go. So stick around. We got more coming up in this one. Game 2 about ready to get going. Well, got to say, as we look at the final score here today in Game 1, San Antonio, 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors. And for the Sod Poodles, 1-2-0. Roman Angelo is the loss, and the player of the game goes to Jagger Haynes as he completed a big full game all by himself here in this one. Well, anyway, we'll be set to go for Game 2, so we ask that y'all stick around for our secondary broadcast coming up in just a little bit.